Hello everybody, my name is Kazm, Vulfhart, aka King Kazm, whatever you want to call me. Welcome back to Pokémon Scarlet, the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero DLC. We are going to be fighting Pheasantipity and possibly catching and evolving some Pokemon over here. I'm in a pretty rough mood while recording this, if I'm being honest. I don't like getting into this kind of stuff, but with the amount of times I've gotten into it here on my channel, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. And I apologize if this is not what you guys want to listen to. I didn't use a quick ball like I should have. So basically, this might, it doesn't really, well, I mean, it might date the video, but at this point I don't really care. So there's an issue going on right now in the world with the Ukrainian and Russian war. Foot's stuck. And I just want to get into it a little bit. It's a stupid war. It's a war that is going on because some old fuck. I'm not within the first 3 minutes, but I don't care. Some old asshole doesn't want to accept the fact that he is old and unliked and just overall a horrible person. So he tries to recapture his glory of the old days where he was quote-unquote respected. And so he decides, I'm gonna be that guy and invade a neighboring country that literally was doing nothing whatsoever. But it's all for the glory of our country. And the reason that this ticks me off, the reason that this irritates me, is because this is a very blatant example of what the world is currently suffering from. Don't get me wrong. What they're dealing with, the Russians and Ukrainians, what they're dealing with is horrible. Like, it's just absolutely not okay. I mean, the Ukrainians are suffering because they're losing friends, family, places, all that stuff. The Russian people are suffering because, pardon me, I have a little bit of gas in my stomach. Whew. But the Russian people are suffering because they didn't want this war. They didn't want to battle for the country that basically suppresses and oppresses them. What they wanted was just to basically live better lives. And I'm pointing this out because nobody should be getting on the Russian people's case. Nobody should be getting on the Ukrainian people's case. The ones that are in fault are literally Putin and his little posse. Because they're a bunch of old assholes who just don't want to let go of the past. Which is what a lot of what we're dealing with in the world is caused by nowadays. There are other issues, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the biggest thing I've noticed is just old people being stupid. And I have nothing wrong against old people, really. I really don't. Some of the nicest people I've met have been old people, but the issue is, like... I'm sorry if this is a dick move to say, but I'm gonna say it. If this somehow gets to a politician, I really hope they understand what I'm trying to say. I doubt it will, but I just hope it does. And the same goes for, like, CEOs and shit like that. And just lobbyists, politicians, just the people, quote-unquote, in charge of our country. A majority of you are old and are going to die soon. Stop fucking shit up for the rest of us. Just because you're not happy with how things are now because they're so much different from what you lived through. And if any, pardon the phrase, boomers or elderly people watch my show, I do apologize. This anger and hatred is actually directed towards the politicians and not towards you. Like I said, I've had a lot of great interactions with older people, and unfortunately a lot of older people in my family are starting to go, oh, you're poison fire. Oh yeah, that's right, I knew that. I thought you were poison fire, or flying for some reason. But unfortunately, I'm losing a lot of older people, and it's helping me realize that, yeah, death is a part of life. I've had that mentality for a long time, but, like, it's starting to fully, like, hit. And it sucks, and I hate dealing with it. And I hate dealing with the feelings that it's giving me, and I just want life to stop kicking me in the balls. But what I'm dealing with now, which I'm not trying to diminish by saying this, it sucks, but compared to what everybody else is going through, it's pissing me off. Like, no matter how you look at it, like, I'm not angry at a lot of the Russian citizens. I'm angry at some of their military personnel, because they're basically still allowing this to happen. Granted, the ones that just refused and left and the ones that just basically the ones that refuse to fight, I respect them greatly. I'm sorry if they had to deal with any repercussions. And I know that a lot of them have no choice whatsoever but to fight. Because, let's face it, most... Do I have a Gliscor? Most of what they're... so, unlike American military, if you don't... if you don't fall in line with, the way the Russian military goes, usually, from what I understand, it ends poorly for you. Like, in a very bad way. Like, wrongful imprisonment and shit like that. Meanwhile, over here in America, if you don't fall in line with the military, you get court-martialed and lawful imprisonment, which usually isn't too... Well, I mean, prisons over here are shit anyways, but... Over in Russia, it's much worse. You basically are... It's basically just a death sentence no matter what. No matter how you cut it. And the only ones that ever benefit are the people up top. Which I know that's over here too, but, like, once again, like, take what you have over here in America, multiply it by 50, because that's how it is in Russia. I mean, the bad stuff, not the good stuff. I feel so bad for every other country in this world, to be honest, because they have to deal... Like, I hate America. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like America. I don't like that I live in America. It's a novel concept. It would work well if we just didn't have a bunch of old assholes who have their thumbs up their asses thinking, oh, back in my day, everything only cost a nickel and I could afford my housing. Once again, I'm not trying to insult boomers in general. I'm just so irritated with seeing an old person on TV telling me, oh, everything's fine, everything's fine. No, it's not. This world has gone to shit, and you're half the reason. I'm trying to find a Swadloon over here, and I'm not seeing it. But, like, we deal over here with taxes being annoying. We deal over here with money being hard to come by. And it gets worse and worse every year. And I look at other countries, and they basically are where we are heading. Wait a minute. They are basically where we are heading at this point in time. Because I know that a lot of people don't get to have proper housing and stuff like that. Because their politicians are too busy pocketing all the money for themselves. And it sucks, and it's stupid, and I hate it. It's one of the reasons I don't like politicians in general. Because most of the politicians that I see are just either ass-kissers who just want their way, or are too stubborn to see that they're messing up the world, not making it better. I genuinely hate politics, I genuinely hate politicians, I genuinely just do not like America. Not only are we dealing with, like, shitty housing, we're also dealing with so much red tape, we can't even help another country properly. We have so many freaking... I don't know the full story. I really don't. I don't think I want to know the full story, because that actually might make me go mad. And quite frankly, I don't want to be in prison. But... And I get... It's so stupid. Because I'm like thinking of all the things we should be doing, and then immediately it's like, oh no, we can't do that because it'll just make things worse for the world. And I shouldn't be able to do that for my country. Like, I shouldn't be able to think, maybe we should send these people proper munitions and stuff like that because they need to protect themselves. Oh, we won't, because those will probably get stolen and taken to the wrong people, or sold to somebody else because somebody wanted a little extra money in their pockets. Like, you want to know how screwed up the Americans can be? Look up the Iran-Contra incident. Like, there you are. That was some of the most... I apologize if this is not a video you guys want to watch. That's fine, I understand. I would like you to watch my videos, don't get me wrong. But I know that sometimes negativity is not something people want to watch. Unfortunately, I need some form of venting to make sure I don't go insane or get an ulcer or something like that. But like I said, if you don't want to watch this video, that's fine. But my biggest gripe is just... people in this world want shit done. We shouldn't have to sit through 50,000 years of red tape just to get it done. And I get why some of the red tape exists, because some people were abusing the ever-loving crap out of it. Out of it not existing, I should say. But if you can sit there and tell me that everything that America is doing is good, I'm sorry, you're insane. You need help. I'm not saying that America isn't doing some good things, but it's very hard for me to pinpoint all the good things when right now what we're dealing with is a lot of bad things. The housing market's in shambles. People's incomes are in shambles. Gas prices are only going down now because the politicians on both sides want to be viewed as good people and worth voting for, instead of It's a necessity for a majority of Americans anyways, so we need to make sure that they can have it affordable. Like, I'm sorry, no matter how you fucking view it, this country is not good. And it is very hard for me to like it. And I know that that is true for a majority of other countries. And I know that there's a lot of stuff that I have over here that I won't have in any other country. But mostly what I'm trying to do is just show accountability. Or like bring accountability to light. If you want to sit here and say that your country is great, you need to be able to look at what all they do, good and bad, and determine whether or not that the good outweighs the bad. I don't want a perfect country, but I want a country where I'm happy to call myself, in this case, an American, or in this or if I were to live in Germany, German, or if I were to live in Ukraine, Ukrainian. Although I get a lot of Ukrainians are like really badass and really good people. And I've met a few Russian people who are really good, like really decent people. And that's why I'm not angry at the Russian people. I'm angry at their freaking people in charge. I'm angry at every person in charge. Well, maybe not every person. There are some people in charge who aren't that bad. The Ukrainian Prime Minister was pretty badass. He went through, like, what? Several... I don't know the exact number, but he went through so many assassination attempts and still just came back and it's like, hey, I'm still here. That man's a freaking legend. If it were America, every single politician that was a target would just be hiding in a bunker like, oh my god, my life's so important. This man is just like, no, my people are important. I would love to have a politician like him. Are you kidding me? I'd follow that guy, no matter what. I'm not even Ukrainian and I would follow that guy. And I'm sorry, I wish I knew his name, but unfortunately names are very difficult for me, especially if they're foreign. That's not anything against them, it's just how my brain works. Would I follow a person like Putin? Hell no, I would want him dead. I want him dead. I don't like him. He's part of what's going wrong with this world. And you cannot convince me otherwise. Like, going back to the main topic, like, that's the issue. There are a lot of older people out there who are in charge who refuse to accept, and there are a bunch of them that aren't in charge. There's a bunch of them that aren't in charge but understand what's going on in the world, and they accept that basically they're on their way out. They haven't given up on living, but like they've accepted that they've done their part and they need to adapt to the world around them. But there's so many that just don't want to adapt to the world around them. I get it. Life was better for you back then, and it's fine. Quite frankly, I'd love to be able to have a minimum wage income. Ooh, quick wall. Minimum wage income and be able to afford a house and still have money left over. I'd love for that to be a thing. But unfortunately, due to a lot of other people your age, that's not happening. Because we put them in charge, we didn't give them term limits, and now they're still fucking shit up. 50 years later. Because let's face it, if you're going to look at the way the world is right now and say things are going well still, or if you're going to look at people who are bigoted towards somebody because their race is different than yours, or they don't identify with the gender they're born with and just want to be happy in their own bodies. If you're going to look at a person who wants to be happy in their own body and say, tough it out and get over with it, find an isolated area in the country and just live there for the rest of your life. I'm so tired of bigoted behavior and dickish behavior all because somebody is different. I personally don't like pedophiles. I personally don't like rapists. I want every single one of them dead. But I'm not going to compare a rapist or a pedophile to a trans woman who was born male and does not like their body and suffers every day from looking in a mirror. There is a massive difference between those two things, and I'm sick and tired of that shit being compared. I am a furry. I am proud to be a furry. But I hear on so many message boards, oh, you're a furry? You must be a pedophile. Oh, you're a furry? You must be a rapist. No, there is a difference. Yes, some furries are degenerates. Some furries are indeed pedophiles or rapists. But that's more along the lines of just they're a human being that's a piece of shit. Not a correlation between being a furry. Or being trans. Or being, gay. Like, there are differences. And people need to fucking stop having their heads up their asses and start understanding the differences. This is why I say, look at shit. Learn shit. Use critical thinking. Stop being biased. I know I'm biased to some stuff, but I try and look above it. Because 9 times out of 10, there are reasons behind what's going on. In my example, it's usually because there's some form of psychological trauma or brain chemistry that just didn't line up the way it should. What? The what? I did not see you for shit. What caught you yet? Yes, I. But no, I'm genuinely so done. I'm done with the older generation fucking it up for the newer generation. I want them to stop. I want everybody to look at what's going on in the world right now. Genuinely look at what's going on in the world right now. The war in Ukraine, the cartels, all of it. I want everybody to look at it and and think. And understand that this is not okay. A lot of people already get it. It's not okay, and that's great. I'm grateful to you, to every single person who understands it and agrees with me. We need to figure out what to do. We need to stop it. I personally don't know how, and I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to somebody having a plan on what to do. So long as that plan isn't needlessly throwing lives away. So long as that plan isn't putting another group of people down just because of the issue. I don't want to look at a boomer and be like, this is your fault. I want to look at an individual and be like, this is your fault. For those of you that don't know, boomers are the eldest generation that's currently still alive. There might actually be some people from the generation before them still alive, I think. I don't know. But they're usually, like right now, they're usually within their 50s to 60s, I want to say. Well, 50 and above, I should say. I'm just keeping an eye out for Pokemon I haven't caught yet. But I don't want to look... I don't like looking at the group of the generations and saying, this is your fault. Because it is not fair. It is not fair to everybody in that generation. Is it a true statement? Kind of. But not everybody in the generation did it. It's not entirely everybody's fault. It's just a majority of the people's fault. Not even a majority, really, now that I think about it, because politicians do not make up the majority. Although there are still quite a few older generations that are freaking racist and bigoted and just pieces of shit. There you are. I want to capture you. That is a timer ball, not a quick ball. I'm an idiot. How did that work? That should not have worked. That should have been an instant fail. What is my luck? But no, like... I know what I'm saying seems hypocritical, and it's just because I'm bad at words, but like... to say here? I don't know anymore. I'm just so angry. I'm just so tired of the world just kicking me down while I'm down. I'm tired of the world kicking everybody while they're down. Like... a center literally meant for helping children get better was hit during a Russian attack. Or was targeted for a Russian attack. I didn't get the... well, I mean, I got most of the story, but, like, it's... I don't want to force the person to continually be angry about it, it's just... How can you look at that and be okay with it? How can you look at those military orders and be like, yes, that needs to happen? How can you look at any of that and be, it's for my country? Like, isn't one of the rules of engagement not to target women and children? Isn't that one of the fucking rules? Hasn't that been deemed a fucking war crime? I mean, I know women and children die in crossfires and shit like that, but usually they're not the main target. Well, they're not supposed to be anyways. Like... this should be proof enough, or beyond a shadow of a doubt, that a majority of the politicians need to go. Fuck the rules. Fuck whatever policies they have in place to defend themselves. They need to go. They need to be escorted out and be replaced. That's just it. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. Putin needs assassinated. He and his entire group need assassinated. If I get put on a watch list for that shit, oh well, I don't care. It needs to be said. They need to die. They need to be gone. Because at this point, there is no redemption. There is no saving them. The only proper out in this regard is them being non-existent. Wait, I need you. I swear I attacked you. Oh well, that's fine. I was gonna attack you anyways. But no, like, at this point, Putin and his gang need just gone. There is no other option. Imprisonment is not an option. Community service, not an option. They need to be gone. The planet does not need them. There is nothing they can do to make up for what they've done beyond being gone. That's it. I'm not saying everybody has to... I'm not saying that there aren't people who deserve that. I'm saying Putin and his gang specifically need gone. Like, Russia needs somebody like what Ukraine has with their prime minister. And that's another thing. Like, aren't we as humans past the point where we need to expand our borders? Aren't we as a species past that? Like, we're working on fucking gene manipulating... my brain stopped working. Gene manipulating medical software, hardware? I'm not exactly sure how that works, to be honest. Well, no, I know how it works. I just don't know how to classify it properly right now because I'm so angry. But like, we're making strides in a medical procedure that can edit genes to the point where we can get rid of genetic disease. Like sickle cell anemia, we can get rid of that in possibly like a couple decades with how fast things are going for it. Like, we have gone out into space. We are going out into space almost daily. Well, not almost daily, like a consistent amount of time as far as I remember. But like, we're out in space, for fuck's sake. We're trying to work on exploring the farthest reaches of space. And there's some fucking old guy out there that's just decided to attack another country because he wants to expand his country's borders. Like, I'm sorry. Shouldn't we as an entire planet just be like, nope, you're done. You're gone. Bye. Like, we'll cancel somebody for making a fucking racist comment on a platform that maybe only, like, 1/100th of the fucking global population has seen. But we're not gonna band together as a planet and just get rid of this one fucker who decides to screw shit up. Like, this is why I'm angry. That's why I'm angry. Like, I understand that there are issues with assassination attempts and shit like that. I fully understand that because, like, that can screw shit up for the globe entirely. But if everybody on the damn planet, and I know that not everybody on the damn planet's agreeing with me because there's people in freaking China and North Korea and South Korea who are running the show who are like, oh, Putin's a great guy. And to that I say, you all are a problem as well, and you need to go. Like, there is no correct answer to you people existing beyond just you need to go. Period. I do not care if you crawl in a cave and die. I do not care if you crawl up a mountain and die. I do not care. I just want you gone. And I get that this is kind of personal bias. I know that there are a lot of politicians out there that are actually trying, but unfortunately for every single one of you, you are fighting an uphill battle. I apologize that you are fighting an uphill battle. I hope eventually you will make progress towards a better future, and I hope I get to see it in my lifetime, but unfortunately you are fighting an uphill battle, not just with me, but with your other your fellow politicians, and your fellow older generations who refuse to adapt to the changing world, and the fact that no matter what happens, once you die, the world will forget about you. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, in the grand scheme of things, our infinitesimally small human lives don't exactly matter. Except for us. I think every single human life matters, for the most part. Provided you aren't a fucking scumbag. But if you're gonna sit here, or if you're gonna sit in your little glass castle that you got by killing and scamming and just oppressing people, and you're gonna think you're top shit, guess what? You die by a bullet just like everybody else. And Putin, if you ever hear this, I hope you get shot. I hope you get shot in the head. I don't like you. I don't like Putin at all. And no matter how you look at it, it's just... it's horrible. And I hate it. And I wish I could fucking do something beyond just complaining about it. But I can't. I am not military. I am not a politician. I am nothing but some random guy sitting on a couch making YouTube videos. God, this video is going to do horrible, and I do not care. I just want people to fucking understand that the only way we as individuals are going to get through this is by being together and against the people who are trying to run things their way. Like, if what I've said has made you angry, like, angry in agreeance, angry with me, not angry against me. If I've made you angry, I apologize, but at the same time, I don't care. But if I've made you angry with me, for the love of all that is holy, do what you fucking can to help. Be somebody that's better than the fucking people running our countries. Even if all you can do is just send fucking messages of encouragement and try and be there to support them. Just try. Because we need to stop. Why were you sleeping? You don't sleep. We are the human fucking race. No matter what our skin, no matter what our gender, we are all the fucking same. And while there are scumbags in this species, we outnumber them. And we should be banding together and doing that. But unfortunately, that's not how this world works. I'm aware of that. It's not how this world works. But it feels like anymore the only thing we can do is just try and be there for each other and push through the bad shit together. So if somebody around you is doing something for the Ukrainian people, try your hardest to help them. If somebody's doing something to badmouth the Russian citizens, correct that anger and point it towards the Russian politicians, please. Because I've talked to Russian citizens. They don't want this. They hate this. They hate that it's happening. They feel bad for the Ukrainians. They want out of their country just as much as anybody else does. But all we can do is just be there together and try and support each other. And I'm trying to do my best in that part too. And I apologize that this video has been nothing but me complaining about stupid shit, but like, unfortunately, that's a majority of what we got. So, do yourselves a favor. Reach out to each other. Help each other. Just be better people. Because that's the only way we're making this world better, is just by being better people. And quite frankly, I'd love to see some form of unity in the world before I fucking die. And I know a lot of other people think the same. So I've complained long enough. I apologize for all the complaining. I felt like I needed to say it, though. And if I didn't need to say it, oh well. But it's something... Sometimes we need somebody to say it. Sometimes we need to hear what we don't want to hear. That's all there is to it. But I'm going to call it here. Thank you all so much for watching if you made it this far. If you did, and if for some reason you liked it, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will try my hardest not to make sure that not every video is just me complaining about something. But I'm a complainer. That's what I do. So subscribe for more complaining, I guess. I don't know. I really will try my best, though. You don't have to share this video if you don't want to, but if you do share this video, share it with people who need it. And if you're somebody who needs to hear this, you're not alone. You're a good person, and you deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel happiness. It doesn't matter what your country says. It doesn't matter what your society says around you. If you are trans and you're getting beaten down for it, if you are gay and you're getting beaten down for it, if you're a furry and you're getting beaten down for it, don't hate yourself for being you. You are you. You deserve it. You deserve to be loved. You deserve that. You deserve that to be loved. And if people around you aren't loving you for you, you need to... unfortunately, I hate to say this, but it might be what you need to hear. You need to leave and stand up for yourself, but like possibly get to a location where you will be safer for being who you are. It sucks that I have to say that, but that's how this world works right now. We aren't to the point where we can be who we want to be, where we want to be, yet. Hopefully I'll see that in my lifetime. But anyways, I'm gonna leave now. This has been an awkward outro. Bye-bye!